Breaking news out of the Middle East right now, as Hezbollah is claiming a top commander has been killed in an Israeli airstrike in Beirut. The information is very limited as it is developing at this hour. I do want to bring in Trey Inks with Fox News joining us now from over in Tel Aviv with the latest on what we know. Today, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. Sure. So what do we know about this situation? Because the information, as I mentioned, is fairly limited. We just know that Hezbollah is saying a top commander has been killed. Yeah, absolutely. We are talking about Wissam al-Tawil, a senior field commander for the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah, that was killed this morning in a targeted assassination conducted by the Israelis in the southern part of Lebanon. Now, we understand that this commander is the highest-ranking Hezbollah official to be killed since October 8th, when Hezbollah got directly involved in the conflict between Hamas and Israel. This brings the total number of Hezbollah militants to 150 since the war began. And there is an understanding today that Hezbollah could ramp up their strikes against northern Israel following this strike that took place this morning. And if that does take place, the Israelis are expected to ramp up their strikes against Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon. Now, you all have got Israel's defense minister today wanted to send a clear message to the Iran-backed group that what's happening inside Gaza could happen to Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon. And that's what the Lebanese government wants to avoid. But it is something that, below the militant group, there is likely in some capacity going to drag the entire region into, according to officials here in Tel Aviv, who say at this point it is not a matter of if, but rather when this conflict expands to a broader regional war. Josh and Trey, I do want to talk a little bit about the visit from U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. My understanding is that he is going to meet with the War Cabinet and other officials. What do we know about his visit and the next one here to Israel? He's been there a few times since the war did break out. Yeah, absolutely. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is scheduled to arrive here in Israel tonight, following meetings in the Gulf with both the Emiratis and the Qataris. Blinken is trying to do two major things here. He is trying to encourage the Israelis to have some sort of path forward after what they consider victory inside Gaza, and then also try to take the region back from the brink of that broader conflict. Now, the window, according to Israeli officials, to find a diplomatic solution here is closing, and that's part of the reason the messaging has changed in recent days and weeks from Israel, basically trying to deliver a threat to Hezbollah, saying that if the attacks against the northern part of this country continue, we saw more than 40 rockets fired into northern Israel.